Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you here for the first time, I'm Melissa Reed and I'm an artist from Pennsylvania. So today I'm going to be working with some watercolor paper that I have taped off here with some painter's tape. I cut that into a 9x9 square and I have it taped off into a 5x5 inch square there. That's what I'm starting with. Not exactly sure what it's going to end up looking like, but that's the amount of space that I am giving to myself. And we're going to just be working with another mixed media piece today. I got away from those for a little while, but I want to get back into them. So we're going to be using some acrylic ink and some collage. That is Liquitex Carbon Black, and I'm going to be applying that with a pen and nib from an old calligraphy set that I have had since as long as I can remember. I'm using the applicator directly out of the ink bottle and also then going in with the pen and just making some marks, not really doing anything in specific. These are not representational lines in any way, just kind of getting some ink down on the paper and getting some design started. Now I'm going to be going in, as I said, with collage and probably some other inks, possibly paints, I don't know at this point. So a lot of this is going to be covered up, but some of it will still come through. And most of my collage papers, as you know, if you've watched any of my videos, are made on tissue paper. So a lot of them are very transparent. So even if the design will be covered up, you're still going to be able to see bits and pieces of it come through. So once that dried, I just have some water and I'm going in with what is that there? That's the Rowney Indian Yellow acrylic ink as well. I laid down some water first just to let it spread kind of naturally, and I'm kind of moving that around, adding a little more water and just adding more ink to it to get a little bit of just natural flow to the ink itself. So that was the Rowney Indian Yellow. I'm also going to be going in with Liquitex Deep Violet. And as you can see, that is such a pretty vibrant color. And what I'm doing with the pen there is connecting those wet areas so that some of the violet flows up into where the Indian yellow ink is already laying, just to give it a little more interest. And again, going in with more water and more ink, just until I feel like there's enough of a variation of colors present on the paper. Once I'm done with all of this ink work, I'm going to then let everything dry naturally. And then I will come back in and start working with the collage. Just going to finish up a few more little details, spreading the ink around. And then here we are, completely dried, and I'm using up a bunch of collage papers that I had laying around. I did not plan any of this. These are literally things that were sitting on the table in front of me, and the colors were honestly a happy accident. I'd been wanting to use some yellow, which is why I went for that Indian yellow, and the violet and the yellow are contrasting colors, so I grabbed those. But you'll see here shortly, I had actually had a paper that had some of both of those in, and I will put that video up on the end screen making that collage paper just in case anyone is interested. This one that I'm putting down now is just a text stamp that I have. Not sure where I got it. Probably Michael's. If I can find a link, I will put that in the description for you. I will have links for the inks and whatnot that I'm using there as well for you. But that was just stamped with some Mars Black paint onto tissue paper to create the little text box. I had a chunk of book page laying next to me as well. I decided that I might want to add a little bit of that in, although I ended up not using the piece that's in my hand now because I also had some of my coffee and tea stained papers handy, and I decided I liked that depth of color a little better because it added something to the value of the piece, and that's one of those right there. I think that is one of the tea stained ones. They're pretty hard to tell apart, although the tea stained ones tend to be slightly warmer in tone than the coffee stained ones, but it's very hard to tell them apart unless they're right next to each other. So incidentally, I am gluing everything down using Liquitex matte medium, and I'm using the more liquid version. I'm using that version because I'm using all thinner papers. If I was going to be doing thicker collage papers, I would use the gel version. You can use that as well. Kind of interchangeable for the thinner papers, but if you're using thicker papers, you want to use the gel because that's a little hardier and it will make sure that everything stays down pretty well for you and you won't have any issues with papers lifting up. So now it's just a matter of going back and forth with some of my collage papers and kind of trying out what I might want. This is the paper that I was talking about earlier that I had made that happily, a happy little accident, had both that deep violet and also the Indian yellow in it. So I thought it was a natural choice. And again, that's done on tissue paper as well. And that was done with, I used a stamp, a hydrangea stamp, to cut out a template, which I then laid over top of tissue paper to make this collage paper out of. Again, I'll try to put that at the on the end screen for you if you want to see how I made that paper. It was a lot of fun, and I get really great results with the technique that I used making those. But the colors are perfect. I mean, it looks like I planned this out, but I promise you I did not. It was literally just, I'm going to use what's handy and see what I can make out of it, and sometimes things just work out. But I used that same collage paper several times in this piece in different areas, and you can kind of see how some of the text from the book page and from that text stamp are still visible through that because it's on the tissue paper, which is my number one reason for almost always using tissue to make my collages. Now, I usually just use regular tissue paper, not the wet strength. I bought a pack of it once. I don't dislike it. I don't find it necessary for the expense. For me, I found that if you're careful with pulling, if you're using gel plate, pulling the print, I have no issue with tearing, and it's a little more transparent, which is why I like to use it. Okay, so as you can see here, I let what I was working on dry and I took off all of the paint. I wanted to see what I ended up with, and I liked it, but I felt like we could push a little further. So the colors were looking great, but compositionally, I wanted to push outside of that square boundary that I had initially given myself. So when I took that tape off, it let me see that that's what I wanted to do. And I'm going in with just some more of those papers and breaking that boundary of that square. It was a great starting point, but like I'd said in the beginning, I wasn't exactly sure I was going to stick with it. And there's a lot of different directions that you could go, both literally and figuratively, with this once that's taken off of there. That yellow really brightens up the whole piece. It does tend to be a little bit darker on the right hand side because of that the deep purple ink that is on the paper as well as on the collage paper. Plus the collage paper has some, I want to say that is indigo ink on it as well, so it's definitely a little on the darker side. So now I'm just ripping pieces of the yellow paper and adding a few of those over there on the left-hand side. And at this point, I'm kind of thinking to myself, maybe I want this to go into a different orientation, and I don't know. So I'm going to just keep working on it for a little bit, and then you'll see as I turn it in different directions to see which one I like best. Now that's something that I often do when I'm working with my abstract pieces because, as you know, and I say this in all of my videos, I am an intuitive artist. And that means I go into my work without an entire plan or sometimes any plan at all. So I don't get too committed to one thing at any point in time, which frees me up to then make those spur-of-the-moment intuitive decisions like a change of direction or, you know, an entire change of pattern or color scheme or really anything. But it's good to just remember and allow yourself that freedom to be able to be fully creative in the piece that you're making. I think I used most of this sheet of collage paper and I really like it, so I'm probably going to have to make some more. I'll do another video on that because why not? You guys seem to like the collage paper videos. I like making them, and it kills two birds with one stone when, I've got a video out of it, and I've also got some nice new collage papers that I can then make something else out of with you all. So here you can see I turned that around, and I'm kind of liking the way that's looking with those two upright pieces on the top. But I feel like it needs a little more yellow. So I'm using the last little bits of yellow that I have from that sheet here just to kind of counterbalance the darkness that I have in the bottom right hand corner with all of the lightness that I have on top. But I wanted to add a little more text into it first. Kind of want that to be underneath the colored piece that I'm going to glue down. The text papers are something that I use a lot and I make them pretty frequently, and I mean, it couldn't be simpler. It's just a stamp, like I said, so I'll usually roll out some paint on my gel plate and then use that as a stamp pad and just go back and forth and make several sheets at a time. That way I've always got some ready when I want to use them in pieces like this. And I think that added just something a little more to it because I have text up there already, so this made it a little more cohesive because there's not just one little blob of text. It brings that together. Plus, I like the way it looks when I laid that second paper over top of it, which you'll see here in a second, and I get that glued down. It just overall combines everything into a much more finished look. Collage is so fun and kind of its own creature because you get to try out different things before you commit to any of them. So I call it auditioning pieces, and it's great because there's no commitment. If you don't like the way it looks, you don't have to worry about painting over it. Just set it down and look at it, and before you add the glue, you can make any changes that you want. And I think it's a good way to work, especially when you are working intuitively, because you don't really have a formulated plan. So you can just try things out as you go, and if something grabs you in the moment, roll with it. All right, so I got all of that collage dried, and I wanted to introduce a little more of the Indian yellow. So I'm going directly in out of the container with the applicator, and I'm doing my version of asemic writing, which is just abstract writing. It doesn't actually say anything. And as I mentioned in my last video, when I hold it up and down, I get much more believable writing, like a writing look to it, than if I try to actually use it and hold it in the orientation that you would typically write. I don't know, that just works for me. So if you find that you're having that problem where it just looks messy or doesn't look really like handwriting, try going from top to bottom and see if that works for you. And I just added a couple little more dots of the color, and I'm going to let everything dry and show you the finished piece. And there's what we ended up with. I really like it. The colors are awesome. That purple and the yellow together, that just speaks to my heart. And those beautiful flowers in the collage papers, I don't know, just something about it. Can't explain it. It just hits me in the right place. But let me know what you think. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you liked the video, if you could give me a thumbs up and hype it out to other people to try to push my work out as far as I can. Thank you to everyone who has been doing that. I really appreciate you. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I put out a new video every single Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I look forward to seeing you all back here again next week for yet another video. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great week.